Hello YouTube, welcome to my very first knife review. Today I'll be covering the Spyderco Military, what I consider to be the most appropriately named knife in my collection. The reason I say this is that the general low maintenance design of the knife, with its open frame construction and its generally large size, seems to have everything in mind for a military member. Now don't get me wrong, this knife is also great for stateside EDC, which is actually all I've been able to use it for. The knife features 4 inches of CPM S30V for the blade. S30V is a great stainless steel, very durable, very corrosion resistant, but also very hard to sharpen. You'll notice that the thumb hole on this knife is significantly larger than most of Spyderco's designs. The reason for this being that it is much easier to open this with a larger thumb hole, especially with gloves on, which I have here to demonstrate. Just as easy to open without the gloves on as it is with them on. You'll notice on my knife I have about a quarter of serrations on it. This knife comes in both configurations, plain edge and half serrated. Quarter serrated. Usually I like my knives plain edged, but the serrations are not all that bad. They're great for cutting through things like rope, cardboard, and seatbelt type materials. And also, if you were to dull the knife, serrations always have the tendency to be able to cut regardless of how dull they are, which may come in useful for a soldier who maybe does not have the luxury of always being able to sharpen his knives in the field. The handle is 5.5 inches of G10 plastic. Very durable plastic that, in my experience, has a really hard time breaking or wearing down. Inside the handle, you'll notice that there are no liners except for the liner lock here, which covers about a quarter of the way of the clip side handle. This was probably consideration for the fact that it is much easier to clean a knife that has no liners. As anyone who's been over to the sandbox knows, sand gets into about damn near everything. On the bottom here, you'll notice that there's a lanyard tube, not a lanyard hole. This is nice for just in case the lanyard were to ever get bunched up and get caught on the blade when it's closed, cutting it open. I've never seen that happen, but it's always nice to have. You'll notice the clip on the knife is fairly large, covers about half the handle, leaving about a quarter of the handle sticking out when it's clipped into your pocket. This is great for someone who is clipped into their backpack or a web belt or just their pocket. Makes it very, very secure in wherever it's been clipped to. The downside being that it is not very concealable at all. People will notice this in your pocket. Overall, I think this is a great knife. I've carried it for a few years. I have a couple of friends who've taken it overseas, and they have no issue with the knife. In fact, my friend who just got back, he's had nothing but good things to say about this knife. It survived quite an ordeal, but when we got it back, we did have to clean it out quite a bit. It's easy to clean though. All you need is a compressed air can, give it a few sprays in there, put some lubricant in, and you'll be good to go. Overall, I recommend this knife for anyone who just needs a large EDC, good camp knife, or maybe going over to the sandbox to do whatever they need to. This knife usually retails about anywhere from about $160 to $90 if you can find it used on any of the popular forums. After this video, feel free to leave me a comment in the section below. I appreciate any constructive criticism, any recommendations you have, and also feel free to shoot me any recommendations on a knife you'd like to see reviewed. I have a little over 100 knives, all from various manufacturers, anywhere from Benchmade to Spyderco. Feel free to shoot me a suggestion, and I'll see what I can do. Until then, y'all have a good one.